Craig Harrison here with Seashell Awnings. Welcome to episode 8 of our Seashell Awning installation series. We recommend watching the episodes in order, so if you have yet to watch the previous videos, you can find them by visiting our YouTube channel below. In this episode, we will be installing the last few pieces and tuning the awning to perfect its operation. After opening the awning, inspect the center spars to make sure that they are level. If the center spars do not line up correctly, twist the compression poles to raise or lower either side until they do. Close the awning and level the other spars so that they match the center spar. Once again, twisting the compression poles will raise or lower the spars. It is now time to adjust the universal brackets. When adjusting the brackets, you are looking at 3 different points to ensure the perfect setup. First, make sure the spines match up in the center when the awning is deployed. Tightening one side of the universal bracket will bring these in line. Second, make sure the center spar strikes the center of the receiver housing and locks in place when the awning is retracted. Adjusting the universal bracket up or down will align the receiver. Lastly, check that the sails are tight and without slack. If your sails are not tight, then tighten the universal brackets back equally on both sides. With the spars adjusted, you can now lock the compression poles into position. Start by aligning the pre-drilled holes vertically. Then, using a 5/32 drill bit, drill through the compression pole fitting, first from the top and again through the bottom. Insert the 4x30mm machine screws from hardware bag number 4 into the top of the pre-drilled holes and secure them with 4mm nylock nuts. It's now time to lock the awning to the bracket with the final 2 bolts. Using the hardware you removed from each spine in episode 3, place a 10 by 50 mm hex bolt with a 10 mm stainless washer through the hole in the upper spine. The bolt should be put in from the bottom up. On the top of the bracket, place the brass bushing and a 10 mm nut on the bolt and tighten it down until the bushing slides into the hole. With both sides secure, you can now install the top plate that is in the final box. Place the top plate on the bolts and secure it with a nylon washer and a 10 mm nylock nut in the 4 locations. You can now take the slack out of the retraction cord and adjust it to fit your situation. You do this by clipping the zip tie that holds the bundle of rope at the bottom end of spars number 1 and 2. With the awning closed, pull the slack out of the cord and move the ball up so that it is flush against the hole. After tying a knot under it to hold it in place, test the opening and closing of the awning. If your installation requires a stronger retraction, such as areas with high crosswinds, you will need to tighten the retraction cord more than normal. Do this by pulling the cord an additional 8 inches out of the hole and clamp it down so that it doesn't retract. Move the ball up higher on the rope and retie the knot to hold the ball in its new location. With the retraction cord adjusted, you can trim the slack from just below the ball and use a lighter to melt the cord end. Your final step is to cut the control ropes to your preferred height. With the awning retracted, cut the outermost control rope and make reference to its height from the ground. Then deploy the awning and cut the second rope to the same height from the ground as the first. It is important to cut the ropes to a specific height from the ground and not equal to each other, or your awning may not function correctly. Thread the 1.5 inch plastic ball from hardware bag number 4 over both ropes, tie a knot to hold it in place, and melt the cord ends. The seashell awning is now complete and tuned to provide years of outdoor comfort. If you have any questions about the installation process, feel free to contact our technical team at 877-757-4355.